save?
No, he did something else.
He wants to be caught dead in a game attack.
What was that? What was that last one?
Don't be shy. Raise your hands if you guys have questions.
It was if you guys didn't know,
No.
that was like our grand reveal.
Yeah.
It was all James.
By the way, we're not actually taking questions. We're just gonna have a conversation.
That was great.
Hey guys, thanks for letting us come and chat with you for a little bit. With the Let's Play content that you guys produce with everything, when you look at yours and you look at other people's, what do you feel sets yours apart from theirs?
Nothing.
I can start, I guess. For Funhaus, we always wanted to kind of up-produce our videos, which sounds ridiculous on YouTube, but that's what we try and do. You know, add sight gags and photograph and all that other stuff. That was always sort of the goal to start. But beyond that, we're trying to, you know, almost create narratives within our own content, which is the talking, stalking stuff. I don't know if you've seen any of that stuff, but it's like a parody podcast, and we like doing the Let's Play stuff. That's always our bread and butter, and it's always really fun. But trying to up-produce as much as we can for our content.
Yeah, I think for us, it's like there aren't a lot of ensemble casts that are as large as Cheap Hunter, 6 people doing multicam. I think that our content tends to run longer than most other Let's Players by design. Like these guys especially they cut pretty hard and fast and are very touchy with the comedy, and they do a lot more production. We're not as talented in that, or rather our editors are. We just don't let them be. And we kind of view our Let's Plays as I guess I said this before, but like our bad version of an Alistair show. It's like it's just shitty morning radio where it's a bunch of people that have all known each other way too long and know how to get under each other's skin and just try actively to annoy each other as much as possible. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
Sounds like a beautiful thing.
I mean, for us, right, I legitimately think there's nothing that sets us apart. That's something I'm serious.
We struggled.
Well, we struggled with it for a while. You know what I mean? And like, we just launched Party Mode, which is our Let's Play series now that is 4 weeks in, so it's 4 episodes in, of us being goons with each other and not worrying about the game. Because when we left IGN, all we knew how to do was that kind of content. And so our Let's Plays were very much, alright, I've been playing like a Marvel superhero, let me tell you about all the characters in it, this is my favorite level, it was more of a preview piece than a Let's Play. Which works in some respects, especially for what we do, because we still are anchored in like, oh hey, this developer's come by to show us our vision. So we, at Kind of Funny like 3 split the Let's Plays into 2 things. Or another is Kind of Funny Plays, which is I'm showing you something. There's a developer with me. Here's this new game. Let me teach you about it. And then there's Party Mode, which is us just being stupid. And Andy, our hire for editing, right? He's in the maker. How's that feel, huh? We're coming for everybody. Next one's Millie.
It's fine. You have control in our face.
Yeah, like that. Let's see, who should we bring?
He just walks around RTX with the biggest fucking grin on his face.
Yeah. But bringing him in to actually make a product that is different for us and hopefully what the audience wants.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, sure.
Do you guys ever feel burnt out in the games you play? And if you do, is there like a way that you guys prevent that?
Minecraft is just as fresh today as it was 2010. Yeah, you go through cycles, I think, right? I mean, y'all play GTA pretty regularly.
I mean, like, I have a long answer for this. So
No, I want to hear your answer.
Well, no, so, I mean, for my answer is...
I'll pull in mine based on yours.
We've been trying to be a little more frenetic about what we put up on the channel, which sounds ridiculous. Like, we're kind of moving away from a strategy in the sense that I'd like everybody to be more creatively free. So there are lots of things that we can bank on and do. Like, we've done 125 episodes of television. And I'm like, I just the other day brought up, I was like, so when are we going to end doing this? Because for me, I don't want anybody to feel like they're like pigeonholed into doing one thing. And GTA is a good example of a game that goes through cycles of, it's like, oh, there are times like, oh, we gotta play GTA again. But every time you get back into the game, you realize how much fun it is. It is endless fun. There are very few games like that. So for the other series that we have, we'll do 3, 4, 5 episodes. And if the guys want to move on, we move on. If nobody wants to play it, then we don't play it. Because I'd rather us feel fresh in our content. And if that's going to come across to the audience, then us being like obligated, oh, I got to play my summer car again, or whatever, something like that. So that's the way we feel about it.
Yeah, for us, the 2 mainstays are Minecraft GTA is an easy no-brainer because they update the game fairly regularly, and each update changes the game in a formative way. Like you put a rocket bike in that flies, and suddenly it's a different fucking video. You know? Minecraft, you definitely go through ups and downs on. And by the way, downs are like, oh, I'm playing Minecraft, but I'm still playing a fucking video game with assholes. It's like there are worse things in life than playing Minecraft. But then you discover something like Sky Factory, and everybody is now as excited, if not more excited, about playing Minecraft again as we used to be 4 years ago. I am addressing you, but I don't remember if you asked the question or not.
Yep.
Okay, make sure. just realized this guy might be like, why is he eyeballing me? But there, to avoid even getting into those pitfalls of the ups and downs, we don't allow ourselves at Achievement Hunter to play other games that consistently. People love when we play Gmod because we only play it once a month, maybe. We get people complaining that we don't play 7 Days to Die enough, but we play it sparingly so that we can continue to enjoy it, and so that when we do finally sit down to play the next 7 Days to Die video, I don't think we have any in the can right now. We're all like, you want to play it when everybody else is like itching to play it. Like, look, we haven't played 7 Days to Die. I'm like, it's been 2 weeks. I want to play it. I want to play it. You know, as opposed to what do we have to play? What do we have to do this week? Well, we have to play Minecraft. We have to play GTA. Back in the day, we have to come up with the verses. We have to do it together. It was so regimented. Kind of going to what Chris says about him and his 145 episodes. I killed a lot of shows at Achievement Hunter because it just felt like just repetitious. And I didn't want to kill Minecraft because the audience still likes them enough, and we still enjoy playing them enough. Yeah, I guess we're pretty protective of other games to make sure that we don't get ourselves to the point where we ever look up and we're like, I don't ever want to think like we have to play Worms, or we have to play Three Hills to that, or we have to play something like that. So we don't allow ourselves to play as regularly as people ask us to. Because they'll get sick of it before we do, honestly. So.
For us, yeah, it was doing kind of funny. We could do whatever we wanted. When we left, we did have a very, okay, it's multiplayer Mondays. It's going to be this on Wednesdays. It's going to be Smash Tuesdays. And it was like, that's what we're going to do. And I think by the end of month 2, we're like, we don't want to play Smash this much. Let's do that like we saw with our audience, where it just kept going down. Like people actually, for us and our audience that we brought from Jana whatever, they expected it to be the latest and newest. What are you guys playing kind of thing? And so we got away from that. Then we also found that people didn't want Let's Plays with us. I mean, should bring a demo disc. For me, it was the same thing with Yes, I Love UXO. So Colin leaves, and I finally had a moment of like, awesome. Do I want to keep doing the same show I've done for a decade in the exact same way? It was that chance to I took a month and a half, 2 months off to step back and actually think about what I wanted that thing to be and come back with Kind of Funny Games Daily, which is similar DNA but daily and live, and guest people in there every time. It changes it for me.
I've been watching that. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you. Please tell other people.
It's killing on iTunes too.
Yeah, we're really, really lucky that people are.
It's and that lady, I'm sorry, that
Andrew
the lady who's not Meg, but looks, she also has red hair.
Oh, Andrew Renee.
Yeah, she's very good.
She's Danny Dwyer all this week. So if you want another white guy in video games,
dude, we are severely underrepresented in game space. Does he have a beard?
No beard.
What?
He's Irish, so he's kind of a minority because he's like real Irish from Ireland.
Oh, that dude. Yeah, I saw him Kind of Funny live. Yeah. Good show, by the way.
Thank you.
I don't think I ever got a chance to. I think I texted you.
Yeah, you're good. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for that.
Sorry. Oh, wait. Next.
It too.
Oh, fuck you.
That too.
2 didn't have the rock.
It's true.
You in the back.
Yeah. So obviously, you're in an industry where you kind of have to look forward and see what people are consuming, and you have to adapt to the people that watch your material. Do you find that going forward, there are continuous learning curves as far as how you need to change your production, or is it purely based around what are people consuming? What games do we need to play? Surely it's not as black and white as that, but are you finding more technological production curves, or more so just what people are consuming?
For us, yes to everything you said. Honestly, yeah, it's the audience informs a lot of what you play, but so does the industry. we're constantly scouring for the right kind of game to play because the majority of games don't make for compelling content, honestly. That's why there's only one Minecraft and only one GTA, at least for us. But yeah, obviously you wanna play the new hot thing while it's exciting and everybody like you wanna get Friday the 13th while everybody's still playing Friday the 13th. Achievement Hunter used to be notoriously bad at discovering a game 4 months after everybody gets sick of watching videos. We try not to do that.
You guys are better at it, I think, than us.
Really, I used to be jealous of you guys.
Really?
Yeah, I would hear like constantly. I would hear about a game and I go, oh dude, I just read about this game on Kotaku or whatever. We should play it. And Jack would go, oh yeah, kind of fun. Or Funhaus played that like 2 weeks ago. It was really funny.
Well, I mean,
What website are they reading?
that's funny that it says that because I'll go to Achievement Hunter like 3-4 times a day. And I'm like, oh shit, we played that. Like, we gotta play that. And like we knew about it, but we didn't get ahead of it. And they did. And so, in terms of technological production, I think that comes in like let's say 6 months. Because for a while I was like, well, all of our capture stuff can do just fine. Like we know how to use OBS, we know how to use it, and then Star Trek 3. Yeah, and we're like, holy shit, we need 4 headsets, and they all have to work. We're capturing all these, like, it's this, nightmare of a thing to set up. But once we played it, like, I didn't want to stop playing. My head hurt with that headset on. Like, I was pressed up against my head for 3 hours, and I loved it. Like, I had so much fun with that game. So I feel like those come in waves with new technology.
Have y'all started getting ready for 4K yet?
A little bit, but not much.
Jack is like that. Speaking of technology, we're now trying to future-proof the game, get our 4K stuff set up so we can start capturing. Because the Xbox is going around, so we're 4K, be in 4K, and so we're like trying to figure that out now.
Destiny 2,
Huge pain in the ass. Destiny 2, I think on PC is not going to be capped.
Yeah, uncapped.
No, you're not console.
I'm gonna play it on console.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Don't worry, I'm playing on the fucking Xbox.
You guys are out of your You're gonna get 140. It's like you play 240 frames on the.
Who the fuck cares?
I
drivers. Clippy will pop up.
You don't know how to use the PC, I understand.
Thank you.
It's okay. It's all right. What about your answer?
No, we just play whatever that was. I mean, to our detriment, right? I mean, our audience doesn't come to us for Let's Plays. Our audience comes to us for the podcast, the news and kind of content, that thing. And then when we do the Let's Play series, and hopefully we're trying to change that, obviously, I think they're there because they enjoy the personalities. And it's more based on that, and it's based on, hey, what is the game from talking all these different things. Like, I think I talked about Friday the 13th, how much I fucking love that game for like 3 weeks before I was like, oh, I guess I should stream it. This is what it's like, this is why I love it. And then technology, yeah, we're just playing PS4.
You're supposed to be low gamers.
I know.
So for YouTube who came out of a Never channel that was never not working, no idea what about. What was that moment you guys had where you're like, hey, even though I'm on this other this other guy's channel and doing stuff, these people are here for me, and if I leave, they're my audience and they'll come to me. How did you realize that separation between I actually bring a lot to?
Man, I don't know if I ever had that realization. That was always the concern. Because the concern with me was that we were going to leave and start kind of funny and no one would come, right? That it would just be the people I had on my personal YouTube channel at the time. So I decided what changed everything for us was our first Patreon. We launched that first Patreon. And one day we rebranded as Kind of Funny, launched the Patreon, and launched that 100 Kind of Spiral video. And we launched that thing, 9 a.m. and I took the morning off from my GM to stay at home and watch what was going to happen with it and respond to comments to these other things. And then that night, you're refreshing it all day, and that night you get home and see we had $10,000 per month on the one Patreon. That was when we all came together like, if they're going to give us that much, and it's still going up, if they're going to give us that much, knowing we have great jobs, what happens if we just do it for long, like start a second one or 2 games? Because the other thing too is we weren't doing gaming content. And that was really the light bulb moment of like, oh, okay, even if what really did happen, a fraction of the audience comes with us, they're in the hardcore of the supporters.
Yeah, Greg and I have actually talked about this numerous times because we had a very similar situation in the sense that we didn't launch our own, we became producers. And for us, there wasn't a moment along, it was like months and months and months of us being like, wait for us, blah, 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 blah. And we were very, very, we were scared. We were like, I have no idea how this is going to work. You can't even get people to click on a link in the description of a YouTube video, let alone move with you to a whole new channel and start over. So I think when we got, I want to say we got 100,000 subscribers in one day when we started Funhaus, and that's when we all were like, okay, I think we're gonna be all right. You know, like we're kind of starting from scratch, but at least some people came with us. And we had, I think we had 350,000 in a week, which blew us away. I could not believe people followed us, and we felt extremely lucky. I don't know if that's a thing that a lot of people can do, especially over and over or whatever else. You know, so it was it was an interesting stroke of fate that we all felt ourselves very lucky.
We'll get your seats and hold on that.
So, obviously reviews are still really important to gamers, but I think a lot of people are making their gaming purchasing decisions based off of Let's Plays, which is nice because it's giving games that might not be 7s or 8s, like Friday the 13th a chance. But it also has kind of set up some weird situations where people are buying games that aren't great, but they're seeing personalities have fun doing them, kind of regretting their decisions. How do you guys feel about that shift, and what do you guys feel like your part in that is?
I mean, that's on them if they're buying it and then not having fun with it, and they've already watched it. I think that's the thing. You have to watch it. If you're going to watch a game or a Let's Play or read a review, you have to weigh it against your own personal decisions, right? And I think that's the thing with like Friday the 13th for me is once I talk about it and now stream it and put up a Let's Play of it. I think I try to call out of this, oh, look at that glitch, this thing, you know what I mean? Like, you should be able to checks and balances, pros and cons, and weigh that for yourself. I think it's weird. So you're talking about reviews and you're talking about Let's Plays and personalities, right? I find it interesting that the churn and the way people burn out of traditional games journalism, right, is then being offset by the way the Let's Plays and personalities work. Because for the longest time, it worked at IGN or the Talking Review Spot, where it was like, you knew me, you know somebody who worked at GameSpot, you know, somebody who's reading these games, you know their personality. So if you read a review from them, you'd be like, oh, I agree with Greg on most things, or I don't agree with him on most things, I know that. And then there'd be a game scoop or something like that where we'd all talk about it, you'd be able to bounce and think that. I feel it's like they start having to bring in new people, and people are cycling out faster and faster from those sites. It's harder and harder to get that, so it does become, here's the very, okay, this is what someone's saying about the game, but then I want to see what Jim Sterling's saying. I want to see what Funhaus is doing. I want to see what Cheap.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the problem with being a consumer, right? I read a bunch of reviews that said Baby Driver was a fucking awesome movie, and so I went and saw it, and I'm super nonplussed. I'm not mad at the reviewers for liking it. You know, it was their opinion. It was cool. I knew what I was getting into when I spent the $13 on a ticket, and then it wasn't great. I don't care if you liked it. It was not great. But once again, just because Jack thought it was the best movie ever fucking made, I don't know Jack's an idiot.
This is similar to the smear campaign against Batman v Superman. When we, the woke folks, know it was a good movie.
It was okay. It wasn't bad. It was bad. It was better than the criticism we got.
Yeah.
It was bad. Sorry.
But I also waited.
Don't watch it on PC, then you'll be like, oh, it's so good.
No, I think these guys. I'm sorry.
No.
These guys kind of answered the question. I mean, like, you're absolutely right. It's all personality based. And when you look at movie reviews, if you're reading the same movie reviewer, for lack of a better example, Roger Ebert, when he was around. Yeah,
I love lasers.
If you knew him, then you knew. Okay, yeah, I'll like this. But for the most part, we always talk about being an informed consumer and weighing a lot of different options, and that's something we try to preach on YouTube a lot. Is hey, go out and read the reviews. Don't pre-order a game unless you're like super excited about it and you're not going to get let down. The potential in your head is always higher than what you're actually getting, always, with No Man's Sky and that kind of stuff. So you just be careful, and it just comes with age and growing up, it's learning.
And you learn what other like reviewers or Let's Players or YouTubers or whatever, who have like sensibilities in a line. Like I know if Gus tells me to watch something or play something, there's like a 90% chance I'm gonna like it because Gus and I have very similar tastes. If Jack tells me that I'm gonna like something, I get maybe like a 60% chance of liking it. No, I'm not trying to make fun of Jack. That's true. You know, it's like you go into it with that.
Yeah, for a long time, we preached "Vote with your wallet," right? Same thing, don't hurt our games, do NPC coverage and everything. And some kid tried to throw that in my face about Friday the 13th. How do you say vote with your wallet? Playing Steam with bros. I'm like, I don't think you understand how voting works. Like, yes or no, I'm telling you, I like this enough that I'm voting for it and paying it and encouraging you to do the same. But I totally get, if you don't want to do it, it's broken.
We're also in a time too where, like, thanks to Steam thanks to PC games, honestly, you have to kind of when you look at a game like Friday, like no game comes out. Every game goes into early access. Every game is a fucking alpha for 2 years now. And you look at games, you say like Friday the 13th is an imbalanced game. I still love playing it, but it's got issues. But you can see the bones are there, and you know that there's going to be a patch every 6 weeks.
Exactly.
And it's
6
going
months
to
that
get
game
better.
looks different. In a year, it's going to look completely different.
Dead by Daylight is not the game today that it was when it came out, and it's infinitely better than it was when it came out. And you could tell when you're playing it when it came out that it was going to get better, and as long as you were along for the ride, you were going to reap the benefits.
Exactly. When do you want to jump on the train?
Yeah, which is a cool thing to be, because 15 years ago, if a game came out and it wasn't great, it was a game that came out and it wasn't great, and you lost $60 or whatever, and that was it. You chalk that one up to making a mistake and moving on and learning. Yeah.
So on the note of subjectivity and opinions on stuff and these kind of commercial media things, it's obviously noticed that on the internet, people's emotions get exponentially blown up with disembodied egos, but I've come to notice as I've matured, gamers are especially fickle and, visceral about their emotions and reactions to these things. Do you guys think you might have some kind of idea on why that might be and what you see on your day-to-day with the comments on your programs?
I talk about it all the time. It's a tire story for kind of funny. Just like I remember, when I was sitting there watching The Office, second to last season, and I'm sure I wrote this tweet, at NBC needs to take at The Office out back and shoot him. My girlfriend at the time looked over like, hey, and she saw me start to leave. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing exactly what everybody else does. When you're mad about something, you immediately want to say you're mad about it. I fuck The Office, and I can't believe they did this, blah, blah, but I'll be there next week watching it. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Oh my god, Assassin's Creed, they just keep pumping this game out. Y'all keep buying it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that momentary thing of being caught up in it, but it just takes that little bit. Like, it's the internet, so you're just firing off comments, never worrying about it. And then for our experience, I'm sure it's the same for you, anytime somebody does talk shit on the internet, usually they have a fucking fake name and a fake little avatar. And if you say something back to them, they're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I was having such a bad day. It wasn't really about you.
I didn't think you'd see it. I had no idea you'd see this.
We're huge fucking media. Of course we see it.
Yeah.
It's like, I tried really hard at work today, so to come home and see a Reddit thread, it's picking me apart on one comment, it's like, what the fuck, you know what I mean?
I honestly don't think that gamers are any different than anyone else, any other scene on the internet. I think it's just the community that you're in, and that I'm in, and that we're in. That's where we have visibility, you know? I think if we were all into fashion blogging, we'd probably be having the same conversation about why the fashion blogging scene is so fucking fickle and mean.
The way I used to talk about it, right, is the fact that I think that, especially with this internet celebrity, there's such a disconnect to it in the way that when I watch TV and I'm watching the Kardashians, I'll sit there and somebody has it on, I'm like, this is terrible. These people are horrible people. Blah, blah. I don't mean that they're really horrible people. I'm just saying based on what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And the internet is saying that, but then you have the ability right there to post it. You know what I mean? That's the thing, and that's always the thing when people, I'll be a rando, a normal person, and they look at my Twitter like, oh my god, you have 1 million followers? It's like, well yeah, but like, Tom Holland does it. Like, he's a bigger deal than me. My audience is just at a terminal where it's easy to click around and do things.
There's also a passion involved with gaming. I think that when you really drill down into like gaming or movies or like fashion or anything else, there's always this passion that bubbles up all the time. And I think I'd probably say gamers are using the internet more than other communities and things like that. Other communities are slowly porting over, but for now, there are a lot of gamers on the internet, and they know how to register their displeasure immediately on 7 different platforms because they're also passionate about PUBG or No Man's Sky or whatever else. And I think that's something that I'm learning how to deal with every single day in brand new ways.
I grew up in the punk community, in the punk scene, listening to punk music, punk shit, making punk scenes. And I would argue that like that scene is way more passionate and way more judgmental than gaming. Just none of those guys can afford computers. If they had them, they would pawn them for beer. So to speak.
Settle this for me. Is the Two Republic?
No.
Thank you very much. Tell Andy next time you see him.
Again, on the topic of thank you. On the topic of subjectivity, are there any games that have come out recently that you feel are overrated and that you don't think they deserve the credit they got? And on the flip side, are there any games that you feel were way underappreciated that you really liked?
I'm not going to say, so overrated is tough for me, and the reason I say
So personal.
well, it is personal, but also there's a reason typically these games sell millions of copies, and like it's funny how I always Call of Duty's always the Call of Duty again. Well, if 50 million people like Call of Duty, they like Call of Duty. In my opinion, that's not overrated. They made a great product that 50 million people bought.
For that market.
But
You're
right,
not the guy.
and they nailed it. I mean, like they nailed it.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't care fucking less about Zelda. Just not for me.
You're not a boom.
No, it's fine. And like people keep telling me that I need to play the new fucking Zelda Switch game, and it's really good. But and I know if I played it, I'd go like, yeah, I guess this is a good game, but it wouldn't grab me. Can't start. But people like it's popular for reasons. So I don't think the game's overrated. You know, people getting fucking Zelda tattoos. I got a dipshit from New Jersey that works with me. Like 17 Zelda tattoos. You know, you don't do that if the game's not. If their content isn't compelling enough to put it on your body forever.
underrated.
Battle spots.
Late games that have, or recent games that have underrated. No? Because it's that, even that thing where I was like, I always give Pete from GameSpot shit for giving it a 4.9 or whatever. But I'm like, I can see it. I can see where that would come down, you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think enough people play Gems of War, personally, but. That's on the Xbox. I'm sick of being made fun of for it, but I got 600 hours into that game or so.
I'll get out in front of it now, depending on when you're going to publish this, right? I think that the release of Patapon PS4 was underrated, and everybody's golf.
Alright guys, one last question.
Well, everybody's golf looks like them.
It's gotta be one. Hey, what about?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh my god!
What platform is it?
It was a trilogy on the PSP, but now they're bringing the first on the PS4 remaster. It's got 4K, which I know you like.
Last question, guys.
Okay, so for the last question, since the Let's Play family is pretty huge, and the cast of Ocean's 11 is pretty huge, you have to put a Let's Play member in each of those roles. Who would be there? Obviously, you guys would be the George Clooney, the Matt Damon, the Brad Pitt. Yeah, whoever.
So I want Andy Cortez to be that little Asian guy who hops around.
Okay.
I want to be Bernie Mac now. Be Cadaver Mac.
I feel like who would be the? I feel like Jeremy would be the explosive husband.
Okay.
Sure.
He's the old guy, the dad from Friends. Ross's dad from Friends.
Yeah, the old dad.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Elliot Gould. Oh, Elliot Gould.
That would be Lawrence. Lawrence is the old
We got it.
There's got to be more. I'm trying to think of all the
We're not
options.
big Ocean 11's fans.
What about Ocean's 12?
What about the one yet?
Not yet.
Ocean's 8, you mean?
Is that it?
Man, you fucking love that franchise. Passionate about it.
Show us the tattoos. His calf is the entire every face.
Like Soderbergh.
Brilliant. Well, I appreciate everybody taking the time to come out, and this will conclude the panel.
Oh,
Okay,
Thanks, guys.
Your guardians.